Hello everyone and welcome to another GW2 Builds episode. This is Tempest from Team Paradigm and today I have another thief build for you. I call this a controlled conditions thief. I know I'm doing the same profession over again. The reason for that is I have decided to do 8 builds in between beta weekends, 1 build for each profession, and since I wanted to start with a build that I know definitely works, I decided to do Thief since that is what I play most myself. Next up will probably be Warrior for the same reason, since I'm 100% sure that those builds work properly. So let's get into the builds. This Thief uses Pistol Dagger as the main weapon set and Short Bow as the offset or second weapon set. Pistol Dagger, main reason is for a Vital Shot, which is your auto attack, applies bleeding with each strike. If you auto attack a target, you can keep up 8 bleeds. If you combine it with the Earth Sigil, which is 60% chance on critical hit to apply a 5-second bleed, you can keep up about 10 to 12 bleeds just by auto attacking. This is your main form of damage outside of the full spike, which I'll explain in a bit. Body Shot, you don't use this one at all, it's a waste of initiative. The vulnerability doesn't cover your bleeds anyway, because you reapply bleeds with every auto attack. Next, Shadow Strike. This one's fairly good to kite against melee targets. You do a quick stab. If it hits, you Shadow Step straight away from them, which is basically straight 600 distance from your backside, so straight backwards, and then you shoot them again. The damage is not really amazing, but it does help you kite melee targets. Dancing Dagger, an AoE ranged cripple. Who doesn't like that? I usually use this to keep up with targets, not as much as to out-kite targets. I usually use like a Cloak and Dagger, which is the next skill. Cloak and Dagger, you stab and you vanish in stealth. This will be part of your main DPS combo. You basically use Cloak and Dagger, and then your one skill becomes Sneak Attack, which is a rapid fire attack that shoots 5 times. Each shot applies 1 bleed. It's basically the same attack rate as Unload, so using Cloak and Dagger then Sneak Attack will allow you to stack up bleeds to keep up about 16 bleeds actually on a target. If you just use Cloak and Dagger, Sneak Attack, and then Vital Shot in between Cloak and Daggers, and well, while you have the reveal debuff, which is 3 seconds, when you leave stealth, you should just auto attack 3 times, and then when the reveal debuff wears off, you just Cloak and Dagger again. That's your main DPS chain. Short Bow, Trick Shot, AoE hits. It's handy to apply your Venoms on multiple targets. Cluster Bomb, when you detonate it, it does an AoE, well, it creates shrapnel and each of them applies bleeds. It's great to have just, if you have a cluster of enemies, just stand in melee range, just target one, just detonate it on the top of one target and everyone in the area also gets bleeds. Disabling Shot is great for kiting as well as staying alive. Say you're immobilized, you can still use this shot, which basically means you'll be evading while you're immobile, or you can just use it to create or close distance. Same with Infiltrator Arrow, which you can use to teleport, even blind. Say you have a warrior down, you just use this one to blind him before you start stomping, so his knockdown hammer misses. Choking Gas, it's a great skill not only to place underneath your foes, but also to place underneath your feet and then just shoot projectiles through it, which will then get poison properties. Very great if you use Choking Gas, then Cloak and Dagger followed by your Sneak Attack. You just have stacked up poison as well as bleeds. Utility skills, your heal is Hide in Shadows, which is by far the best heal for Thief. You get stealth, you remove all dot conditions, you get slight regeneration, and it's also your the most powerful heal, like burst heal. And you can use you get the free sneak attack off of the stealth from this one. Shadow Step is also by far the best stunbreaker in my opinion. The other one might be roll for initiative. This build actually doesn't use that much initiative. The main comes out of Cloak and Dagger usage. Shadow Step is basically you target a location, you Shadow Step to that location, and you break stuns. Then your Shadow Step gets replaced by Shadow Return, which is basically you Shadow Step back to your original location, but that Shadow Return is also a stun breaker, as well as removes 3 conditions. So great skill. It's all you need from for stun breaking, as well as all you need for condition removals, in addition to hiding shadows removal. Next is why the next 3 skills is why it's called controlled conditions: Devourer Venom, Tripwire, and Basilisk Venom. Devourer Venom allows you to immobilize on strike. Tripwire is a trap, which basically leaves a rectangular AoE on the floor, similar to the AoE of a firewall. I'm sure you all have seen that already. And when it gets triggered, either by moving over it, or you can actually just place it underneath the feet of a foe, and the moment you put it down, it already triggers. So they don't need to trigger it themselves, you can also just place it underneath them. And it results in a 3-second knockdown, which is enough time to actually stack up immense bleeds and even kill. If you coordinate with your allies, 3 seconds is enough to kill someone. Basilisk Venom, your next attack turns your target into stone, which is basically a 1-second stun, but since it's stone, it doesn't get affected by stun breaker, so you get 1 second of stun that is irremovable. For traits, 30 in Deadly Arts, you get Serpent's Touch, which is, well, stealing applies poison, is roughly 2k damage you get out of that, since poison ticks for 200 with this amount of, with this build, and it lasts for 10 seconds. Poisonous traps, same thing, 10 seconds of poison, about 2k damage when your trap gets triggered. You can't find any other trait that gives you that much more damage, that's why I took it, even though it might not seem... It might seem strange since traps are underused in general. Lotus Poison, whenever you poison a target, you also weaken them. So you have various amounts of... Well, you have 2 traits that give you poison, and you have Choking Gas. So you can also... You can basically cover your poison with weakness automatically, which is great. Quick Venoms, 20% less recharge, or shorter recharge on the Venoms. The reason why I did this is both Venoms and Steel have a 45-second recharge normally. By going 20 points into Trickery, you already get Steel reduced by 20%, so I just get this trait to sync it up again. Exposed weakness, deal extra damage if your target has a condition. You always have its condition, so you always get the damage. Residual Venom, apply Venom's last 1 extra strike. Basically, you now have 2 seconds of irremovable stun, and you can attack 3 times with an immobilize effect. Very great. 5 points in Shadow Arts. The reason for that is this trait, Last Refuge, you trigger Blinding Powder when your health reaches 25%. This one has saved me quite often. Basically, it's a sign for you, like, get out, since it triggers your low on health and it gives you the time to get out. As well, you gain stealth, so you can do another sneak attack, which is, you can apply some more bleeds very effectively for free, because you don't have to cloak and dagger. 15 in acrobatics, gain swiftness on evade. This allows you to have swiftness up most of the time, if not all of the time. Fleet of foot, dodging removes cripple and shield from you. Thief is a mobile class or profession, and you need to remain mobile, so removing snares just by dodging is, well, self-explanatory, it's great. Feline Grace, dodging returns some of the endurance used. Basically, normally when you dodge twice in a row, you run out of endurance, so it costs 50%. Now, with this trait, you can dodge 3 times in a row. That's how much it actually returns, and it returns at roughly half a second after your dodge finished, and instantly. So it's not like you gain it back over time or anything, no, you instantly gain it back. Trickery, Kleptomaniac, stealing gives you 3 initiative. Initiative gain is always good on a thief. Thrill of the Crime, when you steal, you and all allies gain Fury, Might, and Swiftness. This is a very good trait, since you always initiate your spike with a steal, which means that you will get Fury, which means more crit chance, more triggers from Earth, Sigil, as well as Might. I believe it's 3 Might. It's either 1 or 3, I'm not sure. I'll have to check that. And Swiftness, and all of them last 10 seconds. And it buffs your allies as well, which is great. Preparedness increases maximum initiative by 3. Again, initiative is great on a thief. Bountiful Death. When stealing, you and all nearby allies gain protection for 5 seconds and regeneration for 10 seconds. So these trades basically make your steal into a AoE buffer. Basically, you can buff your team up with Might, Fury, Swiftness, Protection, and Regeneration, which is great. And Protection, Thief has fairly low health and medium armor. Protection helps you actually stay in the fight for longer than you should normally be able to. For gear, Runes of Lysa. Lysa gives you precision. Whenever you heal, you gain 1 random buff for 10 seconds. So that can, for example, be 10 seconds of protection, if you're lucky. So that it depends on which one you get, but you can also get 10 seconds of Fury or Regeneration. It's great to get a random buff. It's always great to get the buff, but that's not even the main reason why you get this. The main reason is whenever you use an elite skill, you remove all conditions as well as gain all buffs for 5 seconds. Basilisk Venom, 45 second recharge normally, minus 20% is 36 or 37 seconds, so you can use this one to remove all your conditions as well as buff yourself even more. Combine that with Steel and you usually have enough time to get... You're usually fully buffed the entire fight. Amulet or Rabbit gives you mainly condition damage, which is 700 something condition damage, 850 precision and 850 toughness. Carrion gives you 125 condition damage, 75 vitality and 75 power. Why I get the gem, the Carrion gem instead of Rabbit gem, is because 75 vitality is... I prefer the vitality since without it you actually have fairly low max health, about 12k. With it you have a little over 13k. And your armor is already fairly high, it's like 2.8k, which is a lot on Thief. Now the main spike, I'm going to quickly run through it. Basically, you apply both your Venoms before engaging, then you open up with a single shot on your target, which freezes him in place with applying both your Venoms. Then you steal in, get all your buffs, and you're now close enough to place Tripwire right underneath their feet, and because they're immobile and stunned by your Venoms, they have no way of responding. So, results, they get knocked down by Tripwire. Then all you need to do is Cloak and Dagger and shoot your sneak attack. And then you follow that, and you keep doing that. So, Cloak and Dagger, sneak attack, fire 3 vital shots until your reveal debuff is off, Cloak and Dagger, sneak attack. And when you do that, unless they just broke your stun as well as your immobilize, they only just got up. Which usually leaves them at low HP as well as have about 16 bleeds and poison on them. So you usually win a fight by an opening like that. Also, if you get an item like Throw Gunk, which is basically an AoE that applies random conditions every second, and you can even shoot through it to get a condition effect, just use that one before you start Cloak and Dagger sneak attack combo. Yeah, that's basically it for this build. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you will try this out. I really enjoyed using this build in the last beta weekend. It just gives you so much control, and it's something different. It's a full ranged, well, almost full, because you need to hit Cloak and Dagger and melee, but it's mainly a ranged thief and condition damage as well, so it's quite different from the regular high crit damage pistol whip thieves or backstab thieves. So I hope you enjoy it. This was Tempest from Team Paradigm, and see you next time.